Surprise. Just like there's new titles. What?
Wait, can you play those one more time?
You want it one more time? You can have it again.
I'm just. I'm just like, my hair in that photo is like.
We look slick. We're like, ooh.
I was like, did you Photoshop my hair in that last photo?
No, that's a real photo. That's a real photo. How
the fuck did I get my hair? I really lost a lot of hair.
Who knows?
And then in that photo that like Karen's photoshopped out, I'm like, Katrina and I really did a great Photoshop job because I am so much thinner than I am in real life. In that
I know, and I'm like, I'll just put me. I look like I've got a shaved head because of the background cut out. I'm like, we'll go with that. It looks fun.
It looks so thin in that. I mean, it really, I wasn't that bad like in those shirts in real life, but damn, that looks great there.
I know. That's why I was like, hey, we look sexy. We look cute because, you know, we've both learned a lot from Miss Katrina A. Johnson and the ways of Photoshop.
She was thin as fuck. Her and Karen, it's so funny because they're so like, it was a great photo shoot. I was showing
there are some great photos.
I was showing one of my friends on this trip, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm like, nobody's really ever seen these, you know, because it's just us, and there's thousands of pictures, you know, because we did a photo shoot in LA and a photo shoot here. And like we did some on like farm equipment and shit. It was crazy. And I'm like, nobody's ever gotten to see these, right? Because you know, a bunch of them, like one of us out of the group didn't like them, right? If it wasn't Katrina, it was Karen. If it wasn't Karen, it was me. If it wasn't me, it was Fishman. Somebody didn't fucking like them. So the girls are like, I'm fat. I can't, no, my arm, my leg, my fucking blah. And now, like,
everyone's like, I wish I looked like that.
Right. Like, I told you bitches you were gorgeous. You wouldn't fucking listen. No, and they're still gorgeous. They're both. They have nothing to fucking complain about. They're both beautiful fucking women then and now.
Yes. Speaking of beautiful women, it's just us today. It's just us.
Boys hang out.
I know, it's the boys club. I sat down with Miss Katrina A. Johnson last time, and we were lamenting the loss of Jeffrey because we thought you'd have a lot to say on this topic. So I said we'd do a part 2, and it just happens that you and I have been able to find some scheduled time together, which is nice.
It's so hard.
we can. I know we all are such busy people, and we can sit down and get Jeff's side of the story because I haven't even said where we are. Welcome to What Happened Was after a long hiatus because everyone's been very busy. We're back again, and we are discussing. This is part 2.
Welcome back
of the ick. Again. So for those of us that were not with us, you can jump back and watch the episode with Kat. That was only a couple of weeks ago. But this is Jeffrey's episode, and we're talking about dating icks, things that you have, turned you off. Now, a lot of the time the ick happens on a first date, but sometimes it takes a little longer for you to realize things that you go, oh, that's not cute. And this is not because it's never been me, but I've got something that gives me the ick. And I talked about it last time, but this is something different that gives me the ick about other people. And it's social media statuses about your partner. Like the first week after they're dating, love of my life, etc., photo shoot, you are the other half of me, etc. 6 months later, you get the same post with a different someone else. I'm like,
but come on, tell me you don't love that shit. Like those people that put their whole goddamn relationship on social media, and then they're like, no comments, no questions. Mind your business. No, bitch. I'm on fucking chapter 11, fucking page 96. No. We're all invested in your bullshit.
But that's why they like. If you're that, they're like, this is my private life, and blah. But you don't want it to be private. You put it on social media so people will talk about you. Like, no one is that naive to think that just because you put something on social media, people won't talk about it. Like. You want people to talk about it. You want people to know you're in a relationship, and good on you. Like, more power to you. you're happy and, you know, that person fulfills you and all that kind of stuff. The issue I have is these people are getting fulfilled every 6 months or every 3 months or every, you're like, you need a lot of fulfillment from a lot of different people. Just be a
like
hoe.
Madison, you know. I always give him shit. Oh, come on. It's so secret. I've been telling this bitch for years. That motherfucker gets on fucking Facebook and it's like, oh, I'm sad today.
How are you? I'm fine. Don't ask.
Yeah, you know, I mean, that's his shtick, you know, this thing. Yeah. And it works for him. He can fill out an audience. People, you know, if that's your thing, you like to talk to people, right? But it's his thing is he's trying to relate to people, right? And a lot of people do relate when you open up and you're vulnerable, right? He is comfortable being vulnerable in a public setting, right? And that's not my cup of tea, right? Like when people die, I don't talk about this shit on social media. I don't want to talk about it. When there was like the murder thing, I'm not talking about that. I don't want people to know. To me, that's embarrassing. Like I'm just not. I don't
keep that to yourself.
Yeah, I don't. You know what I mean? I don't like my birthday. I don't like people saying happy birthday. Right? Like it's not. I don't know. So it's just different strokes for different folks. But I want to read your bullshit though because it's fun. Because then I'm going to screenshot it and then I'm going to send it to all the group chats with like you and Luke and all of our other friends, and we're going to make fun of those people because it's fun and we're mean girls and they can't sit at our fucking table anyway, so we don't care if you think we're mean girls. Just saying.
And that's why we keep that meme around because it's fun. It's fun. It's fun to
say it with love. Okay, we're old gays, and that's what we were. We were fucking mean.
Do you have one initial one that if someone asks you out on that was hard to say. Asks you out on a date or something, what's the first thing that makes you go, ooh? That'll turn you off straight away.
Not things that I want to say on air.
Jeffrey, come on. There's got to be something.
There's a lot of things. I mean, there's so many things.
Just give me one. I don't like. So I don't like people that are too. And I've been guilty of it. I don't like people that give too much information. Like I don't need to know your entire life story straight away.
Yeah.
Like, give me time, and I've done that. People talk about their exes.
People that don't make a lot of eye contact.
Right.
If you, and I don't mean there's like the bashful, like kind of looking down or away. You know what I mean? Like there's a cute.
There's nervous.
Right. There's different, but like people that are just like oddly like kind of looking down and just staring down like too long. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Have you ever like talked to somebody that is just clearly avoiding eye contact, like, and not like overly awkward? Like that's, I don't know.
That's I do a lot of eye contact. I like to assert dominance. That's a piss on every square corner of the place where I just this is mine. Everything's mine here. Got to have the upper hand. Maybe a couple of stories will help you get into the groove. You ready for some stories?
Are you other people's stories?
Yeah. You ready for some horrible stories? This first one is we're starting out with a good one. It's not a good one, but an intense one. So this of course comes from the land of BuzzFeed where everything is amazing. Out on a first date with a girl and took her to a restaurant where my friend, who happened to be black, worked. She saw him and said, "Oh, I hope we don't end up in the N-words section." Harder and everything.
I would have turned around and walked out.
Yes, right? Exactly. So here's the resolution.
Or I might have called my friend over.
Yep, this is exactly. So I made a big show of giving him a huge hug, then asked for a seat for one at the bar. She could get her own home ride as well.
Yeah.
That's intense. Like, but again, how if you are in the modern day and you're trying to do the dating thing on these stupid bloody things, you don't always get to experience that every side of everyone. And that's a fucking horrible one too.
I mean, I guess it's a good thing because it exposes people, like,
yeah.
But it's mind fucking to me that people are just so comfortable being straight out fucking racists and bigots. And they just don't think, yeah, like they don't care. I mean, I guess it's good you get to know who they are right away, right? Like you're not wasting any time getting invested in them, but like at the same time, it's like, how did she think? I mean, do most people think that that's okay?
I don't know. I would like I would like to know, like, contextually where in the world this was.
I'm sure it's probably somewhere down south.
Yeah, down. I was going to say it feels like it's. Down south.
Then again, in today's world, it doesn't have to be.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be. It could be anywhere.
It could be right here in fucking New York, but it's. It's so fucking insane to me that she's so comfortable.
Yeah, just dropping it.
Just say that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not. I shouldn't even say that because it's not. Like, I do believe that people think that way, say that shit.
But in the modern world, you would think that you would hope that there was some enlightenment somewhere, especially young enough to be out
more, right? Like, it makes me fucking sad that people still like are just so fucking disgusting and cannot move forward. Right? Because if it's not about black people, it's about gay people. If it's not about gay people, it's about other religions. It's always going to be fucking somebody. Or it's Jewish people. You know what I mean? Pick fucking enter fucking group of people here. And it's
trans people.
Somebody. You know what I mean? Like, pick a fucking group.
Immigrants. Like, anyone.
Like, why? Why can we not get past this as a fucking society?
But look, I'm glad he had a good dinner. Got to hang out with his friend. She just found her own way home.
Fuck her. Hopefully a bus found her.
Back to the family shack, right?
We're Sandra Bullock when you need her.
Smooth.
3.
All right. We're gonna go from one
racist at a time.
From one creepus to another, right? I went on a date with a seemingly nice guy in my early 20s. It went well, so after dinner, we cuddled in the backseat of his car in a quiet country area, listening to music. Sounds beautiful, yeah? He gently played with my hand and fingers and gave me a little massage. So relaxing. When he got to my wrist, he looked at it, flipped it around a few times, and says in a lustful voice, "It would be so easy for me to break this little thing right now."
I'm not going to have any stories that compete with any of these because these are fucking insane.
Right.
What? I mean, what do you do?
Like, what do you do? This is what this girl did. She goes, it was maybe 2007. I don't remember in detail what happened next. I kind of played it off like, "Tee, you're so strong," until he took me home. Kind of tried to de-escalate, so I didn't acknowledge his statement too much. Just kept this conversation moving to something else and was careful not to embarrass or upset him. Which sounds like you did exactly the right thing. And then I would be blocking that number. I would probably get him to drop me off somewhere that wasn't my house and then delete that number and block that person on any kind of social media or anything. But it was 2007, so deleting a number probably would have been enough. But that's some scary shit, man. In the country, in the middle of nowhere, you're like, "Oh, this is how I'm gonna die." Cool.
And this is why you don't go to fucking random spots with strangers.
Yes. Oprah was right. Never let them take you to a second location. Remember that?
It's true, though.
Never good times with Oprah.
I'll never forget when she bit that fucking line, making that Moscow Mule bitch when she went camping with fucking her friend there, Gail.
Yeah. I love the camping. Gail Oprah camping across Australia, America was amazing. That was good times. That's good times. We should do that. We should do.
I'm totally fucking down.
Get that RV up.
I want to go camping but no, fuck you. Let's go hardcore. Let's get tense.
Oh no, I'll sleep in the production office. Thanks.
Oh, don't be a wimp. Let's get a goddamn tent.
No. But we've all had those moments on dates where you're like, oh, you're a little bit crazy. Like, yeah, oh dear. I don't. And it is usually when, like, oh, I've had a great dinner. It's all good, sweet. We'll go somewhere else and sit down and have a chat. And you're like, this person's a bit scary. How do I get out of here?
See, you don't you talk to the people first?
Yeah, but
I can usually catch it on the phone, and I'm like, oh, okay, how do I get off the phone? Then it's like, oh, I'm just gonna hang up and block their number.
Yeah, you're a bit sensible. I'm just thinking in my misspent youth. There are some less than stellar situations you've put yourself in.
Oh, you mean like having somebody come spend the night and you realize, like, oh shit, I shouldn't have met this bitch off the chat line.
Yeah, stuff like that. Just
and then oh, the voice doesn't match the face at all.
Or like going to a party and then you're like, hey, cool, let's go, we'll walk here. And you're like, I shouldn't have made a large group of people to be with this person by myself. Yeah, probably not the best idea. Yeah. Oh well, we've all had our little Sydney Prescott moments where we're like, how do I survive this? It's like,
you get in the car and you do the thing that they ask you to do because you're afraid while everybody's watching from the dressing room window. Because you don't know what's going to happen. You're a young, stupid kid. You're terrified. Isn't that what everybody does?
I've left someone's house while they're in the bathroom once because I was like, this is sketchy. I'm like, I feel like I might die here. I was like, waiting. I'm like, looking at the door. I'm like, the door's not locked. Okay, I can get out the door.
I ran on a threesome that I didn't offer to be in, want to be in, and just kind of got like, told I was about to be in a threesome, and I was like, oh no,
thank you.
No, I don't. No, I don't think so.
But how did that happen? Is it just like behind door number 3, there's this mysterious person?
Get taken to like a house that I don't want to be at with somebody that I'm like, this is not a great situation. They like took somebody's car that I knew that I'm like, you're not taking the car. So I went, and then I'm like, I'm going to take the car and go. I don't remember what my excuse was. But I got the car back. Yeah. So I'm like, you're not taking dude's car. Like, was fucked up. Like, that's not happening. Yeah. Right? Because would not be a happy person. Like, this is not cool. Like, you're fucking trying to like pull shit. Like, no.
Yeah.
And so this bitch thought I was just gonna be fucking no. And like, oh, I've never had a piece of whoopee. I'm like, you ain't about to either, bitch. I don't care if you fucking got a 12-inch dick. Like, this ain't. No.
How do you gracefully remove yourself from that situation?
I can't remember the excuse I made up about and I would come right back. Maybe it's
I've got
cigarettes or something. I
hold on to that, boys.
Yeah, maybe I was gonna go get condoms. I don't fucking know what it was. I got in that fucking car, and I just remember the tires peeled.
Yeah, that sense of relief too when you're like, and I'm away. You're like, oh.
Yeah, I was terrified. There might have been drugs involved too. Like, I think they were doing drugs, and I was like, nah. I was young. I was like, oh no. No. You know what I mean? I was not around shit like that. I didn't like that shit. Terrified me. I was, and I was afraid of that stuff. I don't want to be around.
There's always, when there's illicit substances involved, you can never really trust anyone, can you? It's just like,
no. Well, you know what I mean? And to me, like, I was like the kid that went to Catholic school, so I'm like waiting for the police to bust down the door. You know what I mean? Like, I was a paranoid person.
You're like, I'm already gay,
right?
No,
right. I'm like, oh my God. I like, is that crack pipe? Oh no, I can't. Yeah. I gotta leave. I can't be in this place. Oh my god, they're gonna come. Oh no.
Every time you see a pipe, it's like, and it's time to go home.
No. Oh my god, you people are dirty. There's probably STDs involved here. I can't. I gotta. Oh my god. Somebody's gonna shoot this place. I gotta go. I don't know. You know what I mean? I didn't fucking know anything. I didn't know anything about anything. No. I was a very fucking like sheltered.
Yeah, people are dodgy. Like in this next story. Here we go. Take a deep breath. In college, I was seeing a girl who lived in student residence with me, but on another floor. She would always talk about how another guy, Tom, on her floor was obsessed with her and would show me texts between them. She said she only talked to him because he's harmless and that they're friends. I never met him. Full stop. After a week, her ex-friend from high school pulled me aside and told me not to trust her. She said, that girl I was seeing is a notorious liar and that Tom doesn't exist. That she added her own number in her phone as Tom and would text herself and then delete the messages she sent. The only reason her ex-friend knew this is because she saw the text message exchange happen in the reflection of a mirror when they were in the same room. That's crazy. That's like single white female bullshit. So she's created another person, but also created a text conversation with that person by text. Remember when you could text yourself back in the day?
Oh no, I understand. That's
crazy.
Yeah. I think I'd rather go to the fucking countryside with the wrist breaking dude.
I know, right? Because you got to watch the crazy ones.
Like, at least that dude told you he was crazy.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Like, you got
this bitch. This bitch. These are the ones you got to be careful for.
Right? It's always the ones that like will drop really heavy information. This happened to me quite recent. 18 months ago, when because I don't do the dating thing anymore. I'm like, people are mental. And it proved my point. I went on one and this guy was like, yeah, everything was okay, yeah, cool. I was like, wasn't really vibing on it, and then probably half an hour into it, just dropped the heaviest information. I'm like, out of context. I'm like, oh, okay. You might not be sound in mind enough to be trying to have an adult relationship with people, judging on the things you just told me about your childhood out of nowhere. I'm like, wow, like I understand people come from different kinds of, everyone has their life experiences, but this was some pretty heavy childhood stuff that this person just decided to go, bloop. And I'm like, oh, how would you like me to unpack that? Like in person straight away? Like, I was like, yeah, how do I get out of this? Because it kind of really made me go, oh, if that's what you're like, that's a lot. And no warning. I don't even know can't remember what we were talking about. It came out of nowhere. And I was like, oh, okay. That's horrible. Change the subject. But that was, the date ended soon after. I was like, okay, cool. I have to go. We have to leave. I have to go. Very Sally Field. I have to go. We have to leave. I have to go. We have to leave. That makes me sound a little bit dodgy, I guess, but oh well.
Does it though?
I don't know. This one's a little bit funny. we'll go a bit lighter. We were driving and they thought it would be funny to scream out the window and terrify a passing cyclist. The traction died immediately. Look, I've made my feelings on cyclists quite well known on this on these shows, but I would laugh and probably go, that poor cyclist probably just shit themselves. And I'm a bit notorious for not really checking when I open my car door. I've nearly taken out a few cyclists with my car door. Jeffrey, was that you? I feel like someone's reported you.
I don't.
He's not speaking on grounds he may incriminate himself.
I don't think this person and I would get along.
Because you would have thought that was funny.
If you took out a cyclist, bitch, I would have rolled out the other side of the car on the fucking ground laughing to kill myself. Are you kidding me? Look, shit is funny. Old people falling, fat people falling, cyclists getting taken out by a car door. Best day ever.
Look, and this is what I tell people. Like, if we're doing something, like, if you fall over, my first instinct is going to be to laugh. I will always check on you, but I have to laugh.
I mean, I'm going to try to check on them, but it's going to be in fits of laughter. Yeah, because if I fall, I'm usually, you know what I mean? Even if I'm hurt, I'm still on the floor hysterical.
As we know.
It's just, come on. It's funny.
It is funny. It is funny when anyone falls over.
Like, I will never forget my cousin and I riding bikes, and that fool was too busy looking at a chick, and he rode into a parked car. He got hit by a fucking parked car, and it was like the back of like a Ford Tempo. Okay, and he was like on, his kid bike. It wasn't a 10-speed. It was the one before that. This asshole fucking flipped up onto the back of the car, rolled up over the back window, and fucking rolled down the front of the car and landed on the street. I mean, I can see it like it was yesterday, and it's a great fucking memory of my childhood. You know what I mean? Like, he's in like a white t-shirt, and I mean, when he gets up, the t-shirt's all like dark and dirty, and he's got blood on it, and he's just like, holy shit, his bike's all fucked up. Oh, my aunt was pissed.
Cyclists again.
Yeah.
Cyclists.
All because he was looking at a chick.
I was trying to say, Jeffrey was just like singing Paul Abdul or whatever, just cycling along.
I flipped my bike because I hit a brick. I went, and it's like I flew right over the fucking handlebars and took a chunk out of my leg. I was crying, but I laughed.
Yeah, that's not good. All right. This one I would be like, what? First date, I was filling gas and she started going through my phone. I saw her go through it and continue to fill up gas as she was reading my text messages. I'm a fairly open person with little to hide, but I do value trust and honesty. As soon as the pump clicked, she put it back in a hurry. I skipped dinner plans and dropped her home. If I can't even trust you with my phone, I can't trust you with my future.
Yeah, that's a little
that's intense.
Yeah.
Like someone it's their first date. They're not even at the date and she's going through his phone.
Yeah.
Like what kind of, but this is the thing. This is what happens when people don't deal with their shit and they just are serial daters. Like if you've got such horrid trust issues from past relationships. Well, obviously she's got some trust issues from previous relationships that she's going through is a phone on a first date. Like, fucking hell.
I don't know that it's somebody that goes on a lot of dates, or this just somebody who's fucked.
Yeah. But just comfortable. So she's obviously done it before, is what I'm saying. She's comfortable enough to just pick up the phone and go, oh look.
Oh yeah. I mean, and she knew she was wrong if she put it down quick.
Yeah, when she knew she was caught, like,
yeah.
My God, that's intense.
Yeah, that's. I mean, it's a violation.
That is.
It's fucked.
Good luck if you got to read my phone. It's not that exciting, but still, I don't want people looking at it.
I mean, it depends where you go with my phone. It can be exciting, I guess. Depends who I'm talking to. I don't care. I give people the password to my phone. I don't really care. I don't have anything to hide. You know what I mean? Like, my friends, like, usually if somebody's around or whatever, whoever's playing DJ, I give them the password. Like, knock yourself out.
Yeah, most people wouldn't go troll. Most people wouldn't take that as a sign to, like,
I mean, if you go far enough back on my phone, you're gonna find a lot of dicks. So, you know what I mean? Like, that's the worst shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I feel like if you're my close enough
dick
friend,
catalog,
it's not anything that's gonna shock you. You know what I mean?
And
it's
Jeffrey's probably already showed you.
Right. It's like the conquest photos. I don't know. Like, what the fuck? Like,
it's his dictionary. Leave him alone.
Yeah.
Sometimes secondhand embarrassment is good too when you're like the third wheel. And this one's a good third wheel date. When I was 16, I awkwardly ended up third wheeling on a really embarrassing date. The dude turned up in a white suit, blue sunglasses, and a trilby. It was so jarring that I started cracking up in the car as we drove past the restaurant entrance. Who shows up on a date looking like a cross between Michael Jackson and Guy Fieri? Good question. If he was a nice dude or at least caring, then I guess I could have let that slip. But he absolutely would not stop talking about how he was the best at literally anything and everything. He talked so much that me and my friend finished our food before he'd even started his. The guy kept insisting that he was the best in the world at Guitar Hero and kept showing us screenshots of the leaderboard like we cared. I know we were only 16, but it was really embarrassing. I'm going to stalk him on Facebook and see if he ever changed. That's intense. That's intense. We all know people, and it's usually someone's boyfriend or husband or partner that is always is the best at something, always has something to do better than your story. It's like, oh yes, well, what about this? You're like, oh yeah, I'm this. Just have a natural human conversation. Like, you don't have to be the best at everything. Like, I will find you interesting if you're interesting. You don't have to force the fact. Like, it's hard. That's a tricky one because I guess people try and put their best foot forward, but if you need to oversell the product that much, I don't know if the product's worth buying, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. She's not that cute. She's not that cute. Another high school one. This is fun. Well, if people were dating in high school, my God. When I was in my senior year of high school, the son of one of my work friends, I'll try that again. The son of one of my mum's work friends, who was my age, was into me. I wasn't into him, but he seemed nice enough, and we went out on a single date with him. The reason there was no second date, he kept trying to find out if I was still a virgin or not. His reasoning was that if I wasn't, then it wouldn't matter if we fucked on the first date, and if I was, he would work for it. I didn't tell him one way or another because it was none of his goddamn business, and his reasoning was utterly pathetic. I never spoke to him again after I called a cab and went home. That's so... I guess that's really something that we don't have to deal with a lot because, but it just makes me... Straight boys will do anything for a bit of touch, and it just blows my mind. The rationalizations, oh, if you're not a virgin, it's okay, we'll just fuck. You must want to just fuck everyone and everything. No, dear. That's not how it works.
Oh my God.
But it must be such a... Well, actually, no. And we've had this conversation because I told you, putting someone on blast. But the last date I went on was with someone who asked me about my past. Now, and I should have known better because I always say, you know, you don't date children. And I was like, okay, cool. And I am now 41, you know, old enough to know better. And I, after much, you know, putting it off and going, oh, I don't think it's a good idea, went out with someone in their late 20s. Not that that's a child, but the way that they interact with the world is a bit more simplistic. Let's put it that way. So anyway, we did the date thing. We went twice because I went once and I was like, oh, I wasn't really feeling it. So I left and I went back like, you know what, stop being a crotchety old person and, you know, give the person a chance. And I did. And it got to the you know, the subject of partners, and if you have a current partner or if, you know, you're casually doing a little bit of that. I'm like, yep, cool, casually doing a bit of that. And that person was just like, oh, well, if I knew that, I wouldn't have even bothered like coming on a date. I'm like, okay, first of all, this person still lives with their ex. Which, you know, in and of itself is interesting. The other thing that this person did for extra money, they were worried about my background, is a little bit interesting because, you know,
fans.
I'm not saying here or there, but, you know,
something to that effect.
Something to possibly, but, you know, like, I was upfront and honest, and that seemed to be a turn off where, you know, the shoe's on the other foot and I didn't react to the other news. I'm like, okay, this just shows me that you're not mature enough to have a relationship with someone. If you're like, it's not like I'm out swinging dicks every 5 minutes. I got a job, baby. Like, I got things to do.
You're not just getting them thrown at your face?
No, sadly. Sadly, that's not how it rolls. But I'm just like, this is why. Actually, this person's 25. That's right, 25. I'm like, yeah, I'm like, you need a cup. You think that when you're like, I think back to when I was like, you know, when we were like 18, like, oh, 25 is so old. Like, you're an adult, you're so old. Then you get to 25, you're like, what the fuck is going on with life? I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's happening. Like,
I don't know. Like, I owned a business. Like,
yeah,
I was.
Yeah, you were Betty grown up before everyone else is Betty grown up. Though. You're like, yeah, let's be an adult.
I mean, we weren't. I mean, we were fucking like going out and partying and shit. But yeah, like I had a business. We had a house.
You had your shit together though, at least. You know, you had a house. You had a business.
I had a lot of friends that did though. I mean, you know what I mean. But we were still like doing shit 20-year-olds did. Like we were going out and getting schmammied. You know what I mean. We went to happy hour. Yeah, you know what I mean. Like we had Sunday fun days. Like
yeah.
We still did shit. You know what I mean? Like we just weren't I don't know.
I think it's a generational thing too, though. A 25-year-old today is very different to a 25-year-old when we were 25.
But I also think we were very different from our parents 25 too.
Exactly. And they thought we were out of control.
They were raising children, right?
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of my friends were too, but I think less than our parents. You know what I mean? Like my parents were raising me. You know what I mean? Like where I feel like most of my friends are kind of like having kids now. Like I think people are waiting longer, which is insane because it's harder. I think it's maybe a little easier to have kids when you're younger.
When you got the get up and go of a You still remember what it's like to wake up feeling refreshed.
Yeah.
Not just dragging a corpse from one place to another.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a big yeah. That's good. This one's going to be an interesting reaction.
Oh, fuck.
Dude was in the bathroom for a while, clearly taking a shit. No big deal. He lived in a weird little apartment where the only sink was in the kitchen. He comes out and doesn't immediately go to wash his hands. I ask him about it, and he starts a small argument where he refuses to wash his hands because he was going to, but then I made him feel like a child. So now he has to make a point. All the attraction was lost in that very second. So fucking gross. I can't believe I let poop hands touch me. I want to vomit so bad. Yeah, that would be. I don't know if I could get past that.
I had a friend who slept with one of my friends. Yeah. So like 2 different times in my life, but one was a childhood friend, one is like an adult friend, and they like ended up meeting. And the one, like, they both like drank heavily, right? And like kind of did the random hookup thing.
Yeah.
And they were both like insane, right? I loved them both. They were both a riot. Both like made me laugh hysterically. But they would like, they were like gasoline in a match.
Sounds good.
And it was like Easter. And I'm totally telling their embarrassing story, and I don't care. One pissed the other one's bed.
Oh no.
Oh my God. It's amazing.
No.
Yeah.
No.
And like gets up, and one gets up like, what the hell?
Yeah.
The other gets up, check your shit, bitch. Like, one me, like, right? And they're like fighting over who
paid on them.
Yeah. Right. And clearly
someone
did it. Yeah, right. And they're like, check your parts, and the other one's storming out of the house naked, snow on the ground, putting their clothes on, walking down the street buck ass naked, Easter morning.
Wow. Jesus has risen, baby.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, just, you know what I mean? Like, and knowing these people, like, as the story's being told to me, and this bitch is devastated, right? Just like, like, you know what I mean? Like, fitting beside themselves, like, telling this story. And, like, looking for comfort from me. I cannot provide comfort because I can't stop fucking crying from laughter because I can see this playing out in my head, and I can see the facial expressions of both of them, the anger, the frustration, and the one storming out the fucking... I can see it all playing out in my head, and just know that it is
it happened. It definitely happened.
Yeah,
like,
it's
definitely
the greatest fucking moment of all time, and if it was recorded, it'd be the single greatest thing ever recorded. Like, it would just be amazing.
It's not good, yeah.
Yeah.
Some people have got troubles, right? Troubles.
That's awesome.
This one has troubles. She met my cousin, thought she was beautiful, then asked me if I'd ever had lewd thoughts about my cousin. There's going to be some weird 3-way action going on there. That's like, we're all for a party, but
And were they your first cousin?
Yeah, how close? Because
I mean, like, it depends where you are in the country, if that counts. I think there's some of those southern states where they like marrying their first cousin. I don't think it's an issue.
Okay. At first, I was interested in her because she seemed really cool and funny, but then it became apparent that literally everything out of her mouth was "le cool" and funny. So she was, one of those girls. It's like, I'm so unique and it's such an individual. It was impossible to have a real conversation, even a casual one. Instead, it was a constant Arrested Development lines and sarcasm. She replaced the word dollars with doll hairs, which I chuckled at the first time, but she said it every time, like she was trying to earn Reddit karma in real life conversation. It drove me nuts. What's something there's got to be something that makes you livid that people say, because I know you. I know you.
A lot of things.
Come on, Jeff.
Words, like just specific words.
Or phrases that you go,
like
shut
if somebody
up.
says regular, So we used to have a sub called the regular.
Yes.
People would be like, "Can I get the regular?" No, motherfucker, you can't because we don't have a sub called the regular.
And would that make you would that make
insane.
you
My father would call them panty cakes. Do you want some panty cakes? No, motherfucker, because I don't know what the hell they are.
Panty cakes.
Panty cakes. Like, you want some panty cakes? No, motherfucker. I don't know what panty cakes are. Milk? You want some milk? No, bitch. What the fuck is milk?
I did have a very funny and, kind of infamous conversation. This is at the video store at Blockbuster with my ex. That tells you how long ago I was regularly dating. There was a Blockbuster involved. We lived up the hill from Blockbuster, so we would be at Blockbuster all the time. And we came down and we were looking for movies. And he picked up this book, would be DVD. I was going to say video, but it would have been a DVD. He's like, "Oh, look, this movie has Carrie Elwes in it."
Who the hell's that?
Carrie Elwes. Princess Bride. Carrie Elwes.
Oh.
And so, yeah, Carrie Elwes became a big thing. I was like... That's funny. That's some funny shit. Carrie Elwes. I would apologize, but I know you don't watch. So that's all good. But that's funny. That's some funny shit. This one's great. This one might be the one to finish up on, I think. I realized he was faking seizures our entire relationship to get out of helping me do chores and cook meals. Here we go. We dated for less than a year. Found out from his friends and family he never had a seizure in front of them. Came home one night after working a double, and I asked him to please try to make dinner. Found him asleep and woke him up to let him know I was home. Where's dinner? He said he had a seizure. This caused an argument where he admitted to faking it. He said his seizures were caused by flashing lights. I took him to countless doctors and no one could replicate what I saw all the time. After he admitted it, it finally clicked. He'd been faking it the whole time. Like, we all know we all know people that have a lazy partner, but faking seizures, get out of cooking meals.
That's like sociopathic shit.
Right. Like, that's some crazy shit.
The trauma that chick's gonna have, like, leaving that relationship. That's... Oh. I mean, I get, like, there's humor in that, like, holy fuck, but I just feel so bad for her because that's really fucking traumatic. Like, who fucking does that? I mean, it's so crazy. Why?
It takes a special kind of asshole that does it. It's so lazy.
You're a fucking piece of shit, bro. Holy fuck.
I have one that we are going to finish on because this would just make my skin crawl.
I fucking hate humans.
I know. We were having sex and she made a face, and in that moment, she looked exactly like my mum. Instant boner killer. I made up some shit about feeling sick all of a sudden. It wasn't too far from the truth. And then afterwards, I told her it couldn't work out because of something or another, but it was really because she reminded me of my mum. Oh, that's not okay. That's not okay.
There's some things that don't need to be typed.
But we wouldn't have a show if that didn't happen.
There's some shit you don't need to share on the internet.
Again.
What the fuck? Oh.
Well, look, I hope that I've suitably traumatized you tonight, Jeff.
It was like a Jerry Springer episode.
It is. It's always fun when we get together. So If you have some dating icks or something's happened to you, please let us know. We love when we get people's stories. The contact information is at the end of the credits, or you can just inbox us on social media because we love people. We will make it anonymous if you want us to be. If you want to stay anonymous, you just tell us. But I love people. I love when people write in and give us stories because they always
tell us your most embarrassing story about your ex.
Because let's face it,
that's what
we always up in sharing shit because that's the nature of the beast. But next time we will reunite. We will reunite the trio, amigos. And we will three amigos, tres amigos, as we are called. And we'll be back at you with some more What Happened. But thank you for joining me, Jeffrey Emmett. I hope you're not too icky.
What happened on Nickelodeon?
Well, if you want to know, there's a whole documentary about it.
What's it on?
Everything, apparently.
HBO Max. Quiet.
Oh, okay. There you go. There we go. Just grab it. Go back and watch our show. It'll tell you all about it anyway. We'll see you soon, folks. Have a good one.